I bring you greetings from the Ultra Educational Clinic. I hope I'm audible enough. I'm here to promote what is called artificial intelligence because I have a vision to domesticate artificial intelligence and coding in Africa. I would start by explaining to you guys what is artificial intelligence and how the world is changing because of the discovery of artificial intelligence. I will give you rooms to ask me questions at the end of the day. This I am doing and I will continue to do as part of my vision to see that I domesticate the knowledge of artificial intelligence among unbelieving Africans. When I mean by unbelieving Africans, are young people who will be adapting that those fictional movies, those films, cartoons you used to watch are now becoming a reality. So today I will start by artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is about machines becoming intelligent. Remember our primary definition of a machine? Do anyone know our primary definition of a machine? As a device that makes work easier. In computer science, many years ago, we were taught about something called GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. That is whatever you tell the computer to do for you, that the computer will do for you. That it is garbage you feed in, it's the same garbage it will feed out. But today we are now having computers that are being so intelligent and can even make their own decisions. We now discover that the same kind of things that are being taught in schools for the past 200 years ago is the same things that are being taught today, and that virtually everything will be done by the robots, and that there are too many advantages the robots have over humans, and there are kinds of work that humans will do in dangerous places that robots can actually do and they'll be safe. Have you thought about a skyscraper? Building houses in skyscrapers. People fall down and break their leg and even die. We believe that such jobs can actually be done by robots, and that these robots will not have to fall down and die. We also talk about efficiency and speed. When we look at jobs that are being constructed, for instance, road constructions are being done. You know our roads, year in, year out, and they are prone to errors. Prone to mistakes, potholes, and all that because with humans there is no much perfection. With robots doing our roads can be constructed within hours. I will tell you something about the instantaneous bridge. It's a bridge that can be done within 8 hours or 4 hours, and the bridge will be good enough. But you know how long they take to build our bridges. It takes years to do our bridges. So we are about bringing this technology down to Africa. And it is good, I tell you young people, that the kind of jobs you are going to be facing will be quite different from the kind of jobs your parents are doing. When I was in Ghana, I wanted to take a cab to somewhere. Spintex. About 4 drivers don't know where I'm going to. The one that eventually said he knows where I'm going to took me to the wrong place. My hero is releasing 1 million robo-taxi next year, Elon Musk. Permit me to introduce my hero to you. Is the man behind SpaceX. Is the man behind PayPal, flamethrowers, and many others. Is the man behind Tesla cars. His cars are automotive. Humans do not drive them. These cars are cars that are being driven by robots. And these robots have GPRS. And this GPRS, they know all their addresses. So what happens is that if his cars are out there, I wouldn't have to get lost. He knows where I'm going to, and they'll take me right there. So the advantage over your father that is a driver is so enormous. And again, I will tell you about something about his cars. For 4 years, you don't need to change oil. So his cars become cheaper than your normal car. And his cars will not be fixed by your parents who are mechanics today. So I'm trying to tell you this so that you begin to think about the future jobs that will happen. The future jobs will be quite different from the jobs your parents are doing today. So my gospel is to prepare you people for the enormous change artificial intelligence is bringing into our world. It is believed that artificial intelligence is more important than fire and electricity put together. Can you think of a world without fire? Can you think of a world without electricity? Combine it together, artificial intelligence is more important. It is believed that with artificial intelligence, the same kind of education that white men used to have in Canada, in Harvard, can be given to you people here. It is believed that with artificial intelligence, the same kind of healthcare that is available to the people in India, that people take flight to travel to India to get, can actually be given to you here. And it will be at no cost or even free. The idea behind the 1 minute AI 1 minute doctor is about a doctor who will diagnose you, about a doctor who will prescribe drugs for you, all in 1 minute. You don't have to leave the comfort of your bedroom. And it will speak your language. We now believe that you could teleport a lecturer from Japan to Warri here, and he will be doing lecturing right here, and even speaking your own language, making education available for you. In all this, the African continent will be worse peace. And my message to you people is that you must begin to prepare for this change. This change is coming so rapidly, but you will not see. Some of your parents must have lost their jobs. And they'll be thinking, if you ask them, they will tell you it is corruption. Fine, there's corruption in Nigeria. I agree. But I say to you today, the gospel I bring to you is the gospel you will take to your parents. Telling them that a young man came to you and told you about the monstrous change artificial intelligence is bringing into our world. A change that is causing a lot of displacement. There is great job loss, and these job losses will continue. The illiterates of the 21st century will not be people who cannot read and write, but will be people who cannot learn or learn everything they have learned and will learn again. What then is the hope? You have a future that is very bright. If you begin to focus more on the STEAM courses, science, technology, humanities, mathematics, you have to focus on all this and then begin to make use of the internet. Our Team Okoloba, came out second in the New York Academy of Science Challenge in solving problems of education in Indonesia. And I believe that the same proposal, the same idea our team brought forth to see, to help the people of Indonesia can actually be used in every third world country. By third world countries, we mean countries like Africa. If your focus is focused on sciences, the future jobs will be about working with the robots. Because we believe that the robots will continue to displace humanities of their jobs. I will give you an example. There is a robotic cleaner that cleans floors for you, and it has sensors in it. It means that as long as there's a dirt on the floor, the robot picks it. Now, if there were two companies, one of them has a robotic cleaner, and the other say, no, I want to employ humans. After a while, the one that has a robotic cleaner would have saved enough cash to be able to subsidize his other commodities. The one that uses human will still come every day, scream and say the toilet have not been washed, the bedroom has not been cleaned, the classrooms are dirty, and have through all those headaches. Are we going to be talking about corruption or safety in our highways? The robots will be better off in doing all this for us. So, young men, it is my desire to show to you that artificial intelligence is more important than fire and electricity. With the coming of stream of artificial intelligence, the world is going to experience a kind of dynamic change like never before. We have been able to find out that the robots will displace us in so many fields, and that young people like you will meet a future that is very different from what your parents have. They will meet a future that is quite dynamic. The kind of jobs, if you're dreaming of having a job of being maybe a driver, a truck driver, the robots will be better off in truck driving than you. So there will be no space to take you truck. Let us look at truck driving. If you use the expressway very well and see those Dangote trucks, a recent media report say Dangote trucks kill more people than HIV/AIDS in Nigeria. I don't know how true, but if you take a statistics of the drivers, they are into drugs. Do you know these tipper drivers? They take codeine, they take drugs, hard drugs. And because of that, they are prone to accidents. Robots will not drink, will not drive. And sometimes these drivers, they have somebody they meet somewhere somehow and they delay. So you will find out that it is better to take an automated truck that is 6 hours from maybe Warri to Ogun State, and they will make it that 6 hours without getting drunk. And because they have sensors, they will know how to evade traffic. The Tesla cars will not be fixed by you people. So if your plan is to become a mechanic, maybe like your father, you will know that in the nearby future, cars will be automated and they will not need you to fix. So what then are the jobs? The jobs that will be available are jobs like cyber security, design thinking. That is why we started the Coding for All Africa. And I'm happy that your proprietor is about keying in. The program to Code for All Africa is to teach you how to write programs. By the time you can program things up, you can solve people's problems. We'll be making available courses like, apart from cyber security, you will have things to learn like blockchain, IoT. What is IoT? The Internet of Things. It is believed that everything around you will be connected to the internet. Your pot will be connected to the internet. Your fridge will be connected to the internet. So you can be in the office and say, oh, my food is getting too cold. Let me switch it off. The lights will be connected to the internet. So the world is going to be so dynamic that if you do not begin to make your plan towards these changes, you will run into problems. So my idea is to visit you at this young age and begin to tell you that the future is not going to be the same way it used to be. You must be on the internet, spend quality time to learn, and know that you can be anything you want to be. Gone are those days you say, I cannot be a rich man because I came from a poor home, or I cannot access education because I don't have money. You can virtually achieve anything you want to achieve once you are in the internet. At this point, I will begin to take questions. And I'll be open to questions from the principal, the teachers, and the students. Can I get the first question? Don't be shy. Let me hear you out. Question. Okay?
Yeah. My question is, in what way that this artificial intelligence and code related to education sector? That's what I want to know.
Artificial intelligence is transforming every areas. Every areas. I told you that with AI, The same kind of education that is obtainable in Harvard can be given to your students here. You will assess the technology. That's the vision behind the e-secular that we want. So the idea of having special education for special people is gone. With AI 1 minute doctor, your mother through telemedicine. Telemedicine is the method of using technology to treat people that are virtual. The same kind of technology, the same kind of healthcare that people rush to India to get can actually be given to them here. So every area, and all these things are done via code. So if you start teaching these kids coding now, they will use this knowledge they have gained to program and solve problems. Next question.
How can those people in rural community have access to artificial intelligence?
Okay. Artificial intelligence is easily accessible. It's about breaking barriers that were too difficult to be broken via technology. Machines are becoming intelligent. Like the idea behind the 1 minute doctor, it's so accessible that it's not being done in China and in Russia. It will not speak your local language. Take for instance, you have a grandmother who is in your village and she woke up with severe pain and she feels like she's having malaria. With an app on your phone, that would speak her local language, maybe Yoruba, will tell her that open your eyes. She will open her eyes, screenshot it, use your tongue to test the particular part of the phone. I'll tell her, say, Mama, you are not having malaria. This is your problem. And the same app will tell her within a minute, say, these are the drugs you will take. And by the pressing of this button, the drug will be available. This is how much it will cost. You understand? So that will save her the long queue of waiting to go to the hospital, be on the line, nurses come, do tests for her, and all that. All those things are safe. That is why we said AI more important than fire and electricity put together. Next question.
Can robots feel restorative or emotional?
Can
Can they feel restorative or emotional?
Whether they can be emotional. Now, let me tell you a particular part of AI that we are watching. It's about the robot being able to make their own decision. The earlier time I spoke about garbage in, garbage out, and I told you that the modern robots are now becoming intelligent. That is not just about garbage in, garbage out. That's what we call machine learning. With machine learning, you can train the machine how to move. You can take the machine to move around Okoloba like this, and then the machine now knows the route around Okoloba. You can train the machine to say, if you mix two colors, you get a different color. The machine will now realize that if you mix the fourth color, you will not get another one. So now comes about ethical. Ethical AI is a very complex part of AI. That is why my hero said AI is more dangerous than North Korea. There's actually a call for ethical AI because very soon in Dubai, AI is being put to the streets as police. Now we now see that we could actually get a flying AI or a moving robot that goes through the roads at night and sees even the secrets of the streets. That there's a crime there, there's a crime there, and it reports. And it can also arrest. But for now, let me leave you at that limit. We are working on ethical AI. That is AI being able to have emotions, feel for you so that it doesn't just kill. And you see how it comes in terms of security. If you tell a robot that 9 p.m., nobody comes into this office, and 9, that whoever is coming in after closing is coming to steal. There's a possibility that the kind of robots we're going to have means that if somebody now comes in around 8:45 and with the intention to steal, the robot knows that this man is coming to steal and it can still prevent him even before 9 p.m. Next question. Would there be enough job opportunities for human like us? The question is yes and no. The population of India is more than the whole of Africa, but Indians are not scared. The Chinese are not scared. So what do we have? I I told you the illiterates of the 21st century will not be people who cannot read and write, but people who cannot learn. Unlearn everything they have learned and relearn. What do I mean by that? Reskilling is the future. If you are told that in America today, lawyers are losing their jobs. Why? Because people realize that you can get the best kind of legal advice with AI. I told you about what is happening with AI 1 minute doctor. When that thing comes on stream, what happens? You discover, are you still going to the hospital? For what now? You talk to your phone, your doctor will attend to you. So when you know that your job is at stake, you begin to reskill. One of the richest man in China, Alibaba, told us that the educational system is jinxed. It has been like this for the past 200 years. That everything being taught in our schools will be done by the robot. Now, what then does he suggest? He suggested us to learn things like teamwork, things like sport, things like music. He said these are things that the robots cannot do for now. But even at that, I said no, the robots are going there. But then we have to reskill. Reskilling. If you are told as a doctor that the robots will be able to effectively perform all operations by 2030, then you begin to plan to move to a kind of job that they said the robots will not affect. So you should be The idea behind today's talk is that these children should be flexible enough to learn all. In our days in university, we were told that no knowledge is lost. So when your uncle comes in, your teacher comes in and say, "Oh, I don't like fine art. No, I don't like fine." No, learn it. No knowledge is what. Computer comes. I'm not. I'm not. You know, I'm going for medicine. I don't want to learn computer. No, learn it. No knowledge is lost because the robots are coming in disruptive way. So your ability to change jobs easily will be your only survival instinct. Next question.
The machine is the machine available in Nigeria? Because as the teacher, we need the machine so that we can impart more knowledge to the learners. Because as we are telling them, maybe when we get to the class and we ask them question, one of them will not remember. So we need the machine. It's available.
I think you are still getting the artificial intelligence wrong. AI is about machines becoming intelligent, machines becoming self-aware, machines being able to do tasks that were unthinkable. Those fictional movies you used to watch when as a child. We are saying that with artificial intelligence, these fictional movies are becoming a reality. And that with AI, the same kind of education in America can be made available here. I'll give you an example. There's an AI robot called the Maxia. Do we have a mathematics teacher here?
Yes.
Where is the mathematics teacher? You know how difficult it is to teach them mathematics. Now, the robot teaches this group of people maths. And he knows that. What's your name, young man? You. Atanasio. Your name? Okay? He knows that this young man is having problem with why x is equals to 12. And what's your name? Shamaka. He knows that Shamaka is having problem why x divided by 12 is 6. He reads his brain. So that's what the uncle cannot do. Because he can't read their mind. Now, with artificial intelligence, we would know that a particular student plans to beat up another student after break. So before the crime happens, he stops it. Are you there?
Yeah.
With AI, we cannot make loans available for people in less than 3 minutes because AI knows your history and knows that you will pay your loan. So he knows you are qualified for loan. You don't need to go block Zenith Bank or Echo Bank. They tell you, well, Mr. Johnson, Echo Bank, Zenith Bank, Access Bank wants to give you a loan. And you don't need to go there. You just press your button. So you see why we say artificial intelligence more important than fire and electricity put together. Next question.
I was opportunity to be at some previous seminar to learn very good. And then he advised us to go into this AI stuff fully. But now my question is, since Nigeria is still a third world country and civilization is not yet in Nigeria, and now we are planning on going into the higher institution, which we know that AI is not yet available there. And you know, your advice to us now is that we should ditch the university and go into the AI career stuff, or we still have to go to the university then later come back again, realizing that going there now is just like a waste of time because AI is capable of handling everything that has been taught in the university?
I don't think going to the university is a waste of time. I don't think so. Yes, it is true that our educational system is jinxed. It's very, very poor. But then, in as much as you are in Delsu, Uniben, or whatever, you can still access the same kind of materials the people in Harvard are accessing and be of the same standard. When the New York Academy of Science called for people to participate in the EdTech Challenge, I was just a young man here. I took up the challenge. I had difficulties. I remember traveling to Ghana. I had to be on a hangout with them and all that. I participated, and we won. We first of all won third. They said no, it was an error. That was the second place position. I want to see, Uncle Mashar, that these young people use the internet. I want to see how I can register these young people in the EdTech, New York Academy of Science, Junior Academy. I want to see that this young child is having a joint project with somebody from Canada. In my team, I had people from Canada. I had people from India. We are saying that the barrier is broken. The veil is broken. With artificial intelligence, you can access all information. You can have the same kind of education anywhere, anytime. So you can be on the net and say, I want to be an aeronautic engineer. And you meet people, and AI will help you achieve that. I'm saying that there are no barriers anymore. AI has come to break this barrier. Next question. Yes, machine learning is doing a lot about that. Robots are going to behave like humans, do better than humans. When we talk about this AI disrupting things, we're not talking about a particular field. We say that every barrier, every field will be broken. From having a robotic kitchen to being able to tell you what you dreamt last night, to putting an end to corruption and crimes, because your brainwaves will be monitored, so we know that you're planning to do one harm or the other. Next question. Is there still need for money exchange? That takes us even higher. Somebody in America is proposing, Young, he's proposing a $1,000 to be shared among people. And my hero, Elon Musk, is talking about the universal basic income. He's saying that people will become idle, the robots will do the job, and let us share money for them. But then you should know that you belong to a third world country. The standards are not there. So if the Americans are having it, just know that it will take a long time before you have it here. Basically, the message I'm trying to send to you to tell your parents this thing, tell them that they are losing their jobs, not just because of corruption. They are losing their jobs because of technology. And the technology is being powered by artificial intelligence. And that this disruption is making Keke to be the only means of work for them. And that it will get worse with time. Because this disruption is so much that the importers now see that it makes no sense to go and build a factory when that same product can be get 10 cents cheaper in Canada, in Japan, in China, and he brings it here, he imports it here. So what's the excess of me producing a shirt at 5,000 naira when that very shirt can be done by robot, can be mass produced by robots in China, and I'll buy it 500 naira. Bring it down here through importation, maybe bribe the porous border, and get it at, I'll sell at 4,000 naira and I'll be making profit. So I'm going to displace the other man that is producing here. So that is the reason why there's a lot of unemployment. So it's going to affect the teachers because Uncle Masha will soon realize that he can get a Mathia robot that will teach mathematics so perfectly and he doesn't have to pay that robot. Mama would realize that, wow, why am I paying somebody to take care of my grandmother at home that is sick when I can actually download an AI 1-minute doctor for my grandmother? I don't have to pay money. And the AI doctor tells Mama, say, Mama, who many tests. The phone is doing all the tests. This is the future we are seeing. It's a dynamic future. You must be prepared for it. Next question, madam. What are the benefits of artificial intelligence to Nigeria economy? The benefits to Nigeria economy. The benefit to Nigeria economy is that except we begin to adopt AI, the economy that is already going down will get worse. I told you the other time, in America, lawyers are losing money. Nobody calls them anymore. In Nigeria, because they don't know. So many things can be done via the net. You get me? With the net, Uncle Marshall could get a professor teleporting from Japan to teach these people physics. And virtually almost for free. So you will be saving Uncle Marshall money. Are you there? So with all this technology coming on stream, there's going to be a lot of disruption. I will give a candid example. Take for instance, during the Jonathan era, there were lots of money that was voted into rice subsidy. But in as much as they tried to put in money into rice subsidy, it wasn't working. Because in China, the whole of Warri could be plowed in one day with technology, with drones. So we rather invest in technology rather than subsidizing failure. Next question, please. One house. Three more questions, then we go.
How can God connect to internet?
Huh?
How can God connect to internet?
The poor.
God.
How can we have robotic kitchens? The idea behind the robotic kitchen is that your grandma cooks a particular sweet food. And that same sweet food, you want your son in America to eat it. Through the Internet of Things, that same kind of ogbono soup can be prepared just the same way to your son in Canada. It means that Kentucky fries cannot have all the same taste. You can have the same kind of Kentucky fries in Canada and in Warri. You don't have to complain that the food is not sweet, it's not salty enough. It means that you mistakenly taught the machine how to produce a kind of meal, and the meal was so nice, and you tell the same robot that, can you just do it the same way you did it October 24, 1975? I say, yeah, I have it all trained. I'm a robot, I know how I did it. This same quantity, and it gives it that same taste.
Does it mean that the robot will be ruling the world and the robots have disadvantage?
Does it mean the robots will rule the world? The answer is still very difficult for me to say, because in Estonia they had so many cases, just like in our Supreme Court. So many cases were there. With humans, it will take decades to go through all the cases. But with artificial intelligence, all these cases can be done in 1 hour, probably in a minute. Mama, you will agree with me that those of your children who are looking for jobs, sometimes they're in a particular job but they cannot go to another job because they are scared. They cannot take permission and leave. With artificial intelligence, interviews can be conducted at any time, at the comfort of their room. So they are not scared. When you get the job, you can change jobs. So people believe that robots will be better off in ruling. It's also an option. Who will you give the last question? Let's give our teacher.
If there's any age limit, because as you're discussing, a lot of people here are not even, they don't understand what you're saying. So, and you are saying you're introducing at the smaller age now. And this one will be also part of this artificial intelligence.
These young children can actually learn more. They have more time. The old people may be still doubting. That is why when I started, I said, promoting artificial intelligence, I won't believe in Africa. So some of you, when I say things like this, they say, it will not happen. This is not America. But I tell you, that is the reason why your husbands are losing jobs. That is the reason why we remain backward. Except we begin to believe and accept it, and longevity of life immortal. And I told him that it will be difficult for me to tell my people over here. Hello, I told her that it is very difficult for me to tell my people over here of life immortal. And that if I tell them life immortal, they'll say, I'm trying to play God. Are we not going to die and grow old? Are we not going to age? She said, well, I'm not saying they shouldn't die, but I think that the kind of life we live for 70, 80 years, by the time before long, we're already thinking of marriage, kids, and then we're sick and old, not being able to change it. She said that's not the kind of life she wishes to live. That she would think of living over 1,000 years and more. That she wants to be very healthy at 100. That yes, because we believe that with AI, we can actually reverse aging. And when I tell it to the young people in Africa, they tell me, the Bible told us that I will live and grow old. How are you telling me that I will not grow old? Are you trying to play God? But I tell you the truth, if I tell you that I have a drug or a vaccine that'll make you look like a 16 years old girl, you within a week of taking it, I tell you the truth, you're willing, madam, if you're honest with me, you'll be willing to give me all you have earned, right? If I tell an old woman of 90 years I can make her look young again and run around and being able to walk around, swim and jog and drive, all she has said, she will give us the money. So this brings us back to our African economy. The richest man on earth, Jeff Bezos, is putting his billions into anti-aging. They will pack all our money again back to the US. So why don't we begin to look at things like anti-aging and not put a barrier to it? Why don't we begin to think about life being longer than expected? Living a life that is healthy all through, not being able to feel back pain and headache and all that. When we talk about getting to the Crips gene, being able to edit the human gene so that our kids will not fall sick. When you say this to an average African, they begin to tell, man, But then if you have a neighbor who don't spend all his time in the hospital, and you are spending your time in the hospital, I bet you the next time you want to have a baby, you will call your neighbor and say, please, I want to do that. Artificial intelligence is coming in a very destructive and very cheap manner, almost for free. We believe that excess power is being produced in Europe and America can actually be brought down to Africa. So we're talking about one national grid. We are thinking that with the AI we are personally paying those money. We believe that we can understand what your needs are by reading your mind. So that everybody that wants to eat a different soup in this part of this Africa, we can arrange for you the different food. And if you go to Lagos, you will get people talking about 10 naira food. Okay, 10 naira, say you eat chicken fried rice and salad. Technology makes things cheaper. One house, please.
My question is, this artificial intelligence, is it not a sin? Is it the mind of God? And the second one, does it affect marriage, like husband and wife? Because somebody told me that there is one that is for families, husband and wife.
That's not AI. Back to back. It is believed that the Bible talked about, as I'm a Christian, the Bible talked about in the last days there will be great increase in wisdom. I want to believe that God has actually opened a part of the human mind to know a lot of things and discover a lot of things. Artificial intelligence does not affect marriage. No, it doesn't. Uncle Bashad, they are still eager to ask questions. Uncle Bashad, the crowd wants to know more.
Why don't you send your question to me? I will pass your question to Mr. Kevin. Okay. Now, to those of you that have interest in coding, okay, now listen to me. Some of you are aware that in Vista Academy, we have upgraded the sense of information technology. We are able to provide enough system for those that are ready to learn. And God willing, we are putting it in place, our computer room. So, from there, we will take it up to those of you that have interest in coding. See me. Try to see me. I will try to.